Last time we played Wild Arms, we did pretty well. I have played this game before, I think I mentioned last session, but it's been so long since I played it. I played it in 97. God, that was 20 years ago. It's one of the titles that I own for the PlayStation 1. So I don't remember any of the specifics of the game. It's effectively blind. We are playing as the three different characters. We already did, was it Jack is the treasure hunter, Indiana Jones type guy. We did Rudy, who's the kid that has the power to use guns. And now we're doing this girl, Cecilia, who has the power to use magic, and she's like in a university. We actually had to leave. We were in the middle of a dungeon, and I had to bounce out to save because we hit time, so I head right back to the dungeon. This will probably be the least Western part of the whole game, like being in this magic school. It's a little bit more Harry Potter than it is Western. Thought that my entrance would just be here. I have to reactivate it. Oh dear. This is more complicated than I thought it would be. So the dungeon that I was in was just through here. Like I had to get those statues to face each other. Maybe this will work. Okay. Phew. I was worried I was about to have to go look up 20 minutes of how to get back into the dungeon, but it wasn't that bad. And she's pretty weak right now, so we gotta take the time to get her some XP in the battles in this game. The world exploration, I think, is the best part of this game. Like, it has some really cool Lufia-style puzzles, usable items, different characters that you can swap between to solve stuff. The battle system hasn't aged terribly well. For some reason, they went for this cool, like, 32-bit sprite art style for the game, and then the battle is, like, really bad, chibi 3D art. I think punching is still pretty efficient. Yeah, because these enemies don't have a ton of hit points, because she's by herself. I didn't make it much further than here. 3 books act as a door. They are called the Books of Doors. The key is the flame. Open the door and light the path. Commandment 1. Knowledge can be a guide or an obstacle depending on how you handle it. Commandment 2. Knowledge has true power when it's needed. It's more important to act than intuition. Too much knowledge can blind the viewer. There's never a moment when this should be forgotten. The Guardian of Desire. Guardians, elves? I forget actually how you're supposed to pronounce that, but they're kind of like elves. Like alien people. Fought together to protect Filgaia. Of the Guardians, the Guardian of Desire sided with the demons. The shadow of a black wolf, the Guardian of Desire, disappeared with the demon race. Lifeline of the Land. The life of Filgaia has been sustained by linking the weakened Guardians together through a pipeline known as the Ray Line. This is a last-ditch effort of the weakened Guardians to support Filgaia to this day. Together, the humans and the elves, I'm just going to say elves, finally able to defeat the Demon Queen. The Queen's heart was forever sealed into 3 separate Guardian statues. There's no way we're ever going to run into those statues or that Queen in this game. Enigma of the Elves. The enigmatic elf race. Much of the elf magic was truly astonishing. Specialized in magic related to biology, one of their technologies converted life force to energy for transport to other locations. Bloodiest point in the war, one elf forged a sword of ultimate power. It's cool, this game kind of has like a Middle-earth feel to the background and the lore, combined with this like sci-fi element of aliens, combined with the predominant theming, which is like an old western. No record of the sword being used in battle. Elf dimension. Soon after the war with the demon race, the elves disappeared from Filgaia. They used what powers they had remaining and moved an island, still teeming with life, to another dimension. Kyan's been telling me you're going to play Machinarium next week. Nice. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, too. It'll be a pretty active subblock. Do I have magic that hits everybody? I don't remember. No, I don't. Not yet. Well, I can punch the book to death, so let's open with that. Try punching them and see how many hit points they have would be nice. Nice counterattack. Makes like a meow sound when you hit it. I don't remember how restrictive this game is in terms of spell casting. If like ethers are really hard to come by or if it's trivial to heal up. Sorry. Cameron has this like blinking strobe light that she got from some kids event. It was in the corner of my eye and I could not look at it. Grab it. Okay. Chest. Magic carrot. Which I think is an ether. 50 MP. We all have shared inventories. I do like this game has a cool opening. I like having you pick between the three characters and which stories you want to read first. King of the Beasts. Since the war with the demons 1,000 years ago, many monsters have been born all over Fulgaia. Rago Ragla, the king of the beasts, sleeps somewhere in Fulgaia. Tree of Life. After the Great War, a huge magical machine was built to restore the land from the devastation. The machine was named Yggdrasil after the tree in the legends. Demons discovered the machine and stole the reviving mechanisms. Japanese love mythology. Birth to a new land, the demon's leader Mother used it to give birth to more demons. Okay. Reach for the heavens. It's because humans do not have wings that they constantly strive to reach the heavens. Is it because? Okay. With science seemingly limitless, some people reach for the heavens from a massive tower dedicated to magic. It's kind of a Tower of Babel-like. Once a guardian, you chased the tail of a falling star. He came crashing down to Fulgaia with the falling star. Guardian of the Starlight. Ligudoblate. Okay. Guessing that's a localization issue. This game was the same year that Final Fantasy VII came out, so not a great localization. It's not awful. Hidden Magic. Basis for the Elemental Crest magic is the binding of two elements together to generate magic. 32 secret elemental spells. Yeah, the way magic works in this game is kind of cool. Like, you have 4 elements that you can combine and mix to get different spells. So, like, wind makes one spell, wind water makes a different spell. It's normally impossible to cast 2 spells at once. The Great Mage D devised a method to cast 2 spells simultaneously. Kinds of magic. After many failures, the Magic Guild was able to organize the crest combinations into 32 secret spells. So we'll continue the research. The Arrival. The 1,000-poem legend. It's a very Eastern-sounding name. Prophesied the coming of Angel Moa. The demigod Angel Moa will arrive at a promised time to destroy and recreate all. He is known as the ultimate existence. Okay. Helmet, presumably. A small defense increase. Punch this book in the face. Book's in a little bit of a bind. Oh, cool. Book puzzle. The most 1997 thing you've seen today. Yeah. Hema. During the Age of Creation, one woman had received a secret book from a heavenly messenger. The book contained information about the creation of the universe. It contains theories on alchemy and the ways of the heavens. Nice, Kaimam. I'm gonna do my best to start stream promptly at 1 o'clock Pacific. We'll open then. That's an hour before now, but next week Friday. The rings of time-space contain a power that no human should ever possess. The rings of time-space are a seal that holds down the boundaries of time and space. The ring consists of 2 alignment circles, and you can tap it to get 2 colorless mana. One circle designates northwest, southwest, southeast, and northeast. The other circle designates the cardinal directions. Okay. Esoteric guardianism. It's a secret sect of Guardianists who worship the power of the Guardians. These extremists believe in a complete return to nature as opposed to the harmonized coexistence with nature taught by Kira and Abby. They left the safety of the common world to develop and instill their beliefs discreetly. This dungeon is super secret. It's like a hidden library that no one's supposed to get to. The body of the demons. The cold, hard bodies of the demons are made of metal. Their metal bodies, however, have most of the same traits of a biological entity. The ancient mages of the art of alchemy studied captive demons to learn from their technology. That's how we came to create golems. Demon invasion. Demon race has technology that allows them to travel across time and space. Okay, so demons are aliens. That's cool. They also developed a device that utilizes this technology to instantly transport troops to a faraway location. It's actually kind of similar to Warcraft, right? Something that's kind of crazy about Warcraft, if you think about it. Like, you look at it on the surface, like, oh, okay, it's pretty standard fantasy setting. It's like, no. Like, the orcs are like aliens. They're like little green men, but big, burly green men. The dead area called the Sand River was caused by a battle against the demon race 1,000 years ago. Massive destructive powers drain the life from the entire area. I actually think that the art in these battles has aged pretty decently compared to a lot of other PS1 games. Like, Final Fantasy VII's battle sprites don't look so great. I guess them going for a more stylized, like, chibi art form for the characters helps. Critical hit! 3 exclamation points. We like punctuation. Battle magic. Use the different elements to enhance your power against the opponent's elements. Using fire against ice monsters will increase the effectiveness of your attack. I feel like that book is kind of out of place here. Like, nothing else here is tutorial. It's like lore dump city. The Guardians sometimes use their power for earthquakes and lightning, but it's all part of the energy we need to sustain life and kill Gaia. Ancient human weapons. The 8 golems were built by humans 1,000 years ago. There's no way we're going to fight the 8 golems. I honestly don't remember what happens in this game, but... Excavate all 8 of the golems, okay. In the realm of the elves, powers of nature are used as magic. Live on the path of eternity. They have long, hairy ears, but their silhouettes are human. No one knows the reason why they left or where they've gone. Hairy ears? So they're like hobbit elves. Forgotten continent. The Ring of Grace has forgotten this land. Our continent will eventually end in warm desolation. It's a very weird way to localize that. Warm desolation. Probably means burn to the ground. Golden Sun uses just punctuation to show if you hit an elemental weakness. In the ancient days, guardians represented basic human nature. There were 3 guardians who were in charge of higher energies beyond the 4 basic energies. These 3 guardians were in charge of those who lived their lives according to their energies. Courage Guardian, who had the power of growth beyond oneself, the Love Guardian, who had the power to protect what is precious, and the Hope Guardian, who had the power to believe in the future. In the old days, these 3 energies existed in everyone's hearts. So it's like Zelda, okay. The new moon, the other moon that floats above the night sky, shines its dull light down on the surface of Gaia. Some say it's the castle of the demons and is made of magic silver. That's cool. Hidden powers. Each unassuming tool has a mystic power within it. The power can be brought out of the tools depending on the psychic abilities of the user. I think includes her little, like... That is where I'm supposed to put that. Oh, maybe not. I think I have a way to swap between my different abilities. I just have to find it real quick. There it is. Yeah, the watch just rewinds time, so we don't want to screw with that just yet. It looks like there's going to be a door there, though. Yeah. Oh man, my kingdom moves some AoE magic. Oh man, I'm excited to play some Talos Principle. I've heard it compared to Portal. I really like Portal. And the original Warcraft. I've played quite a bit of World of Warcraft during the, what was the expansion? Wrath of the Lich King. And kind of got a decent exposure to the lore through that, but never played any of the classic Warcraft games. Oh, we gotta burn books. Jeez. So that resets the stage, which would bring all the books back. Maybe I'm supposed to burn all 3 books. I'm not sure. I guess she'll get a bunch of XP in the process while I try to figure it out. Ouch. Nice counterattack. I like games where counterattack is just a default feature. It's such a necessary thing to activate otherwise. The only thing I'll prioritize over counterattack in a game like this is haste. Although, I guess in a game like Wild Arms, it's true turn-based. Haste wouldn't really do anything. If you take multiple turns in a row, maybe. Okay. Restore the books. / are there other books? Yeah. PS1 is heck. Right. This game's super early, PS1. When did the PS1 first come out? Was it 96? I know my touchpoint game is Donkey Kong Country 2 was 95. One of my core memories, for some reason, I just remember being in my room with my Super Nintendo, and I had just rented Diddy's Conquest, and I booted it up and I looked on the title screen and it said copyright 1995, and I said, huh, 1995. That is the year it is, isn't it? I don't know why. I don't remember anything from 1995, but I remember that. So if that's... They still had Donkey Kong Country 3 to come out, it would have been like 96, I assume? So 97 has to be pretty close to the launch year of the PS1, if it wasn't the launch year. I know 97 is Final Fantasy 7, it's easy to mark. Just a meow sound when she hits them. It's really funny. Nice, Johan. Let me cast heal. I think I can do that. Yeah. So that's 2 books. Maybe there are actually 3 books and I just missed this one last time. That's what it is. I gotta burn all 3 books. I think when World of Warcraft Classic comes out, I might want to do a playthrough of the story of that game. We'll see. I'm really curious to see like how they set it up. Because there's some speculation that they might do like let you pick an expansion to play, which I think that would just be a ridiculous amount of work. But it's always bummed me out that there's all this content in games like online games like World of Warcraft, the old EverQuest games that are just lost forever. It could have been an awesome game experience, but it's no longer accessible. It could just be vanilla. I could see that. You could have a parallel team, basically. I hope they follow. So I never played RuneScape, but I see the old school RuneScape subreddit pop up on Reddit all the time. And what they do is they occasionally do these polls of all players and say, hey, we're trying to keep this as close to the original experience as possible, but how would you feel about this quality of life feature? Would that, like, spoil the game and the experience that you want? And then if people vote against it, they don't deploy it. they do other expansions, they run them concurrently. I see. Yeah. It would be kind of cool if they just made like a season system. You could kind of get away with that and accelerated. They already have all the content, theoretically. De La Metallica. Magic seal prevents it from opening. What? I want to read about Metallica. Guardians. No one really knows who the Guardians are. The only place one can see them is in the Legends. You could do a season where, like, I don't know, once every 2 months you advance expansions, and you just kind of run through a set of classic expansions, and then you reset back to vanilla at the end. A good way to preserve the experience. Oh, that's crazy, Spiky. Whoa, look at the sprite on that thing. A human who wants to touch the forbidden book. I shall grant your wish and make you a part of my story. You're not the shadow that calls me, are you? Well, I hope I don't die. Daughter of the Way of Magic, become my flesh and blood inside the forbidden book. Can I not? Brutal attack. An exclamation point. That wasn't so bad. Okay. It's 39 damage. Recreate the actual time frame for all the expansions, and then 16 years from now, start over with WoW Classic. Holy shit, so the thing that costs half as much MP does twice as much damage. Maybe he just happens to be weak against fire magic. Blast maybe is non-elemental. Should double check. This thing is, looks way scarier than it is. I forget how Mystic works. Evoke the hidden power of an item. I don't think I knew about that hold a button to see what something does thing when I played this as a kid. Seems like the kind of thing that I wouldn't know about, and then be really confused when I was playing it. RuneScape poll. People voted to add Revenant content, but then every vote for the stuff they would drop failed. So they basically were just given things that turn directly into coins. I didn't think about that. So they maybe made the... Oh, she's got a different victory animation for boss fights. That's funny. So the problem is they made too many discrete, like, poll questions about features to add. Like, instead of just saying, hey, should we add this back, they said, should we add this back, and should we add these 100 sub-points about it back? Hey, it's a slug? Shadow figure from my dream. I am Stoldark, the guardian of the water. For ages the demon Nelgal has locked me in this terrible book. Waited a long time for the innocent one who had received the guardian spirit. Innocent one? The world is at the turning point of darkness again. You hear the anger of the land and the wind, screams of the sea and the sky. Wear me as your armor, innocent one. I shall protect you in your fight for life. The guardians are like espers, basically. I get that a lot, Jahan, with different games that I haven't played. Water rune acquired. Alethea. She's the longest quest by far. Now you realize the responsibilities of the women of the Adelheid family. The female descendants of the Adelheid family share their thoughts with the Guardians. Must carry the burden of their destiny with them for the rest of their lives. No one can understand the pain and pressure which you must endure. Help you cope with it. Make your life easier. Walk proudly from the Abbey. You must travel your own path from now on. Hey! Let's go meet up with the other characters. Let's go listen to Totally Not Ecstasy of Gold. Clearly they never got sued for it, but it is exactly the same melody. guardians from the legend have spoken only to her. Without a sound, the wheels of destiny started to turn. Responsibility. The path she followed in the past was guided by her surroundings. She knew someday she would have to pave her own path to the future. The innocent one, who the guardians speak of, may be too heavy of a burden to be the sorceress of the ultimate power at such a young age. So poorly localized Japanese. Alright, let's just go back in reverse order, right? So let's go back to Jack, I guess? What was his name? Treasure Hunter? Yeah, Jack. Hey, totally on ecstasy of gold. Can I save on the world map? Maybe I can't. Hey, Serp. It's groovin'. Maybe you can't save on the world map. Huh. Let's see, I don't think there's anything new in the Memory Temple. I did beat Republic, yeah. Temple of Memory has nothing of value left in it anymore. Thanks, world map guy. Still don't know what the hell happened in that game. I tried looking it up. I was like, Republic plot summary, and I got a Steam thread of 100 pages that was like, what the hell is this game about? I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. It's a really neat concept. It's just, clearly the devs knew what they wanted it to be, and they decided they never wanted to actually tell you what that was. Let you figure it out for yourself, or not. Actually, Republic feels remarkably like a Japanese game from like an auteur developer, you know? Bayonetta is like that too. It doesn't matter that you don't know what the hell's going on in Bayonetta because of all the crazy shit that's happening that keeps your attention to it. It's not super focused on its lore and background, but it's kind of written as though the creator assumes you're in his head and you know what the hell he's talking about all the time. I want to go through the mountain pass, but the soldiers are blocking it. I haven't played Indigo Prophecy. Is that also weird? That's the one that's, I think it's banned on Twitch, right? It's like Heavy Rain. I'll allow you to pass this time. It's too windy. Alright. Artifacts from Olderful Guy on display that must be kept safe. Okay. The French don't care if you get their art. I see. That's really interesting. What's interesting is it's like, intent definitely matters. I mean, death of the author and all that. There's a limit to which authorial intent matters. But, like, I feel like we can draw a distinction between someone who thinks that they're telling a story in a way that's not completely obtuse and completely opaque, but it actually is completely obtuse and completely opaque, and someone that's going out of their way to make an obtuse, opaque story, you know? Oh, there's a shop out here. That's cool. French don't care if you get through anything. Okay. Ban depends on edition. I thought Heavy Rain made a decent amount of sense. When I played it for the first time, I happened to get the best ending. I don't remember if I ever save scummed. But by best ending, I mean like you made all the correct choices and the game basically mocks you for it. Hey Chaos, what's groovin'? How you doing? Obtuse, opaque argument on the importance of specificity and precision. Sorry, I'm being redundant and redundant. And I'm also saying the same thing over and over. Oh, Heavy Rain's less weird than Indigo Prophecy? Okay. It sounds like apparently Nier Automata is less weird than a lot of Yoko Taro's other work. Nice, Chaos. Had you ordered them for yourself at one point and then changed your mind? Holy cow, there's been an accident at Lalithia's tomb. Let's find Emma. This is out of our hands. Featured our first concern. Welcome to Adelheid. There'll be a festival soon. So this is the town that Cecilia, the girl in the school, is like princess of, heir to the throne of. Yo, by binding two elements together, you can create all kinds of spells. Just study hard to be able to bind the elements. I don't think anyone's allowed to do that other than Cecilia. This house has been empty for months. Perhaps it's haunted. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a touch all the things game. Ordered them accidentally in my subscription literally. Oh, okay. Oh, that's really cool of them. Props to Soylent. How is it, by the way? Like, I see ads for it on Facebook all the time. I'm sure me talking about it in front of my phone right now is going to trigger more ads to show up. I'm really curious to what extent that's confirmation bias. I've had some weird shit show up on Facebook after I've talked about it. This big festival start. Came a long way from this. Oh, cool. How many calories is it? Andrew and I are trying to diet lately, and it's pretty miserable. Like, we went to the healthy organic aisle at the local grocery store, which we never go to. And, like, all of them are lies. Everything in that aisle, you look on the back, and it's like, oh, it's 90 it's 90 calories per serving, and there's 10 servings in this bag. Has all the calories. Guy with the poncho. I really like this town theme, too. And a dream chaser, no work for you. Basically means treasure hunter, I think. Okay, I understand you're dealing with big fuck today. Okay. Yeah, my parents were really successful with low-carb diet when I was a kid. It's a more expensive diet to do. I might wait until our housemates, Kat and Donovan and Jaden, leave, because I don't think it's cool to subject other people to that diet. But I've told Andrew I'd like to try it. It's that one you can eat as much as you want, so long as you're not eating carbs, right? Coat. May as well pre-buy stuff for the other characters. I'll worry about it later. You don't realize how many of the things you like have carbs in them either until you try that diet. Basic fighting. You must equip your weapons and armor before you fight. Got my magic boomerang hamster. 20 or less. Sometimes you're surprised what sorts of things have carbs. Like, you think beef jerky largely wouldn't have any, but it's like 6 carbs a serving, depending on what kind of beef jerky you get. Is there a thing with a low-carb diet lately where you can, like, if you eat a certain sort of fiber, it's anti-carbs? You can, if you have that fiber, you can have a equivalent number of grams of carbs. For 10 years now. Maybe we'll run into her here and then combine into one party. Yeah, I think that's part of the problem. But isn't that sort of true for any sort of diet, though? Like, if you stop dieting, you'll gain the weight back. Yeah, the font in this game is cool. I agree. It has its own style. It's not a fixed width font, or is it? Oh, it is a fixed width font. It still looks cool, though. Yeah, so the calories thing is totally true. Like, at the end of the day, if your calories in is less than your calories burned, then you will lose weight. But there's what's the theory of a low carb diet? You trick your body into going into starvation mode and burning fat reserves despite the calorie intake that you take. It sounds spooky, like stupid bullshit, but I've seen people lose a ton of weight on low carb diets. Like people that can't restrict their calorie intake because they need to eat a lot because they're really hungry. Doesn't break physics. Emma, she's the Luca scientist character. Tell me what's going on. We broke through a wall damage by the earthquake and unleashed monsters. Some of the workers are injured by the monsters. Body tries everything to resist losing weight. It seems so wild that that's like something that we as a species, there's significant market pressure to create a weight loss solution that doesn't require effort. And it hasn't happened. Like every weight loss solution is a total scam. Like, no, you just literally have to limit your calorie intake and work out or do this carbohydrate thing. It's the closest thing to a cheat code, and even that's not a cheat code because then you can't have bread anymore. Take treasure from the tomb. Heck yeah, let's do it. Oh, it affects hungriness too? I see. Okay. What was he saying? You don't have an arm. Go away. Alright, we'll come back to this guy with Rudy. That's cool. Yeah, I can see that. Chaos, can you do less to lose more weight, or do you need to do 5 to get your full intake for the day? Right. You can eat 5 McChickens every day and lose weight. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea. Yeah. I once did a pepperoni diet, because I totally hear where Chaos is coming from. I got into an argument with somebody about calories in, calories out, as though there was such a thing as like particularly bad calories. No, it's not how it works. It's literally just physics. So I did a pepperoni only diet where all I ate was microwave pepperonis for a month. And I lost like 5 pounds, but I wanted to die. Fats and lipids increase digestion time, keeping you full longer. Okay. So is that the alternate theory for why the low-carb diet works? That you don't feel compelled to consume as many calories? But ketosis is a thing, right? I'm gonna go to sleep now so I can be the first person at the vessel. Good for you, lady. Nice. Maybe I'll look into it. I really like the taste of food as part of the problem. Like the social activity of eating. I will not panic eat, but stress eat. Like if I'm bored, it's usually the first activity I'll default to. Okay, I can't actually interact with those. Good to know. Plus the one who lives for today. The light will purify you. Okay, I think she heals status effects. Gotcha. In the ruins of the north, the power that fought the demons is hidden. Nice day, good weather. We all Adelheide's Castle Guardian, Zeldukes. Such an Esper name. Situation is dangerous. I wonder what Emma's planning to do. Send me to save the day. Some daughters of the Adelheid family were born with the power to sense the will of the Guardians. Espers, Aeons, summon monsters. I forget what the Japanese word is for summon monsters in the Final Fantasy series. They use the same word in every game, unlike in the English version where it's basically different in every game. There you go, Hockey. Yeah, it's a word that doesn't really translate to English. Talking about Final Fantasy summon monster name. It was in a Legends of Localization post recently from about the Final Fantasy IV series, or differences between Final Fantasy IV localizations. I'll try to look it up real quick. Summon. Was in here somewhere. Phantom Beast? Something like that? Genju, that's it. Yeah, thank you. Every game they're called that. Basically a special term they've created to mean the Espers, Aeons, creatures of the Final Fantasy series that you summon. Hey, Millennial Fair, Ruin Festival. Happen to the ancestors. What's the etymology for Esper? I've always really liked that as a name. I think that's my favorite summon monster name. GF is the worst. Esper's my favorite. Aeon's pretty good. Eidolon's really good. Although, what was that game we were playing where they pronounce it Eidolon? Ugh. And maybe that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, but it might have actually been the FF4 voice acting. I wonder if Esper is how they translate that from Japanese, if they're also using Genju. Oh, Kaimam, that sounds really hard. Guardians are cool. I don't like Guardian Force. Oh, Esper's from verbing the acronym for extrasensory perception? That's really stupid. ESPer? Oh, that's almost dumber than I was trying to imagine it might be. It's very Japanese. I guess, was it coined by the Japanese? Maybe it wasn't. Oh, that's so dumb. I always thought it sounded so like mystical and cool sounding. Esper. Sure. It sounds like something that someone would coin in an anime. Yes, Petus. That's super. The junction system and some other ideas with, like, everybody junctions to GFs, and that has certain, like, physiological effects. I thought that was a cool idea. Sakaguchi just took it in a really weird direction. Made you raise your eyebrows really hard. Alright, so we'll have stuff to do here later once the festival actually begins. I think there's still a castle I can visit. I'm gonna try to save again really quick and then pop into the castle before we do Jack's quest here. Come again. Yeah, Han. That's kind of what happened with Andrea. Like, in addition to the lithium and the olanzapine literally causing weight gain, like, it was also something that was easy to do. Immediate free dopamine release, right? And she's always had a killer metabolism before lithium. 6'1". Hey, what's up, King? I played as your daughter in a different scenario. Archaeological festival. You know, it's really cool. You don't really combine archaeological with festival very often. It's just a neat reflection of this universe. This is a really cool setting. It's like a combination of sci-fi, hard fantasy, and like a western. What makes it work so well, Chaos? Is it just that it makes you feel full? It's probably what I would need. Jimmy Long fanfiction crossover told from the perspective of the Esper as it tries to bridge every Final Fantasy. Okay, right on. I used to do that when I was a kid. Like, I wouldn't like write fanfiction and post it on the internet, but I remember I wasn't allowed to ride my bike outside of like our driveway, so I would just ride in a circle in the driveway and just like imagine ways to connect all of the video games and TV shows and movies that I liked. Imagine how much my mind was blown when Smash Brothers came out. What, you actually do this crossover shit? You're the one. Emma's waiting for you. Drink a soda and you're full for 4 hours. Oh, okay. That was the thing I was missing, Chaos. Maybe I'll order it once and try it. So we'll get a power later that lets us interact with that, I think. That's how the official Zelda timeline was born. Is that because they just created the tomb? I thought Kingdom Hearts was going to do something with it. Like, it's my original theory when they first started previewing Kingdom Hearts 2 was that Organization 13, because there were 13 Final Fantasy games at the time, or I think 12 actually at the time, was that they were going to be bosses or characters from all the Final Fantasies. I didn't mean to push you off the ledge, dude. Sorry. That teaches me that I can drop from those. It's dangerous pushing me off like that. Yeah, exactly, Kaimon. Sealed by a mysterious power. Share more complicated than you think. Don't underestimate Lethal's too. Bring friends if you can. Okay, so I need a bomb to go in there, so I need to get Rudy to be able to progress. Interesting. This is more non-linear than I thought it was going to be. I figured it was just going to come here and then the story would end and I'd swap characters. Yeah, that's sort of the situation that we're in right now with just having other people in the house. Harder to go on a specific diet, but I might want to buy a case of it just to see if it actually makes me feel full. La Mulana 2 Steam pages, but I think I want to play La Mulana 2. Maybe not on launch week, to give people time to like put guides on how to play it since it's so hard. But I want to play it fairly early. All right, so we can go meet up with Cecilia. Oh, like a partner. I feel my destiny is with this adventure. Well, what a not anticlimactic way to recruit party members. I'm Cecilia. I mean, I know a little magic. 12-pack of La Mulana 2. Yes, I'll do it blind, but I would like to have... The La Mulana 1 experience was basically perfect for me. Like, I was able to figure stuff out on my own, but then chat was able to give reasonable hints towards what I was supposed to do if I got stuck. And maybe the game will have a more native hint system like that. They're making it less cryptic? Okay. Well, I feel like what they could do is have a system, an opt-in system where you can basically give up and get progressively more obvious hints, you know? Because then you can still feel like you're solving it. You know, worries, Chaos. I'm sure Soylent's paying you the big bucks to pop it and tell 19 people. Get on that Soylent, though. We definitely need Rudy because we need the bombs. Soylent shill. Instead of there being this, like, ever-present mist, there's just a lake of gross milk. Hey, Rudy. You caused the earthquake. You know. You want to help take care of this problem? The Dream Chaser wants to know if he can join you. Huh. I wonder how this progresses if you chose to play as another character here. Because Rudy's a silent protagonist. That's a deal. Easy to get sidetracked to the earlier Wild Arms games. Yeah, they're still in the era of gratuitous event flags. Cecilia's level in particular was like, we knew exactly what to do, I don't know, 10 minutes into the level, and then I had to do 20 minutes of running around and talking to NPCs before the event flag triggered that let me actually do that thing. There's a way to do La Mulana 1 in exactly the same way, but just have like an internal system that gives you progressively more and more clues. You could even make a currency out of the clues, although I feel like just making it based on time spent would be nice and let you opt in or out of it at your whim. Whoa. That's not the first time we've had a really weird music issue. So this time I'm not playing a PS1 game on the PS3. Like, I don't have a disc in there. Oh, that's so weird. I'm playing the downloadable version from the PlayStation Store, so I might just have to... I think I still have this game on disc. I might have to transfer my save over and play it on the PS2. Sweat the Green. Oh. It's like it's a different issue this time. That's so weird. Why would that happen? It's like some of the audio tracks aren't loading in. No, it's not even a disc. That's what I'm saying. It's a digital download. No, it's fine. Yeah, solve for population. Kiriyama-oka. Yeah, that's some Kiriyama-oka shit. Does he change? How do I change who the front character is? Is that possible? There's so many crazy. I forgot all about this. Like, you can change the icons for like your items and your weapons and your spells. You can draw your own icon in the game. Early PS1 titles, man. They're like, we can do it, so we should. And you can design your window too. I love Akira Yamaoka. He's the man when it comes to spooky soundtracks. Like, Silent Hill is some of the best. They're just really unsettling. Even just listening to them outside of the context of the game makes me nervous. I mean, he'll occasionally just mix in like a traditional rock song. He did a cover of, or he did a remix, a DJ remix of some Persona 4 battle song. Yeah. They're super good. I rip them off all the time for D&D if I want to do anything remotely horror related. Alright, we're about at time for Wild Armed. I'm gonna see if I can make it to the dungeon just so I remember what I'm doing next time we play. And we're gonna take a short break. I'm gonna try to delay for a little bit. I know Isaac wasn't gonna be able to tune in for his Subblock game, and he was pretty bummed about that until later in the day. When he gets home from school, so I'll try to give it a little bit as I get the Switch hooked up and all that. I don't think there's a save point here, so I'll just keep our last save point and I'll put a note in the live split timer to remind myself. Go north to Tomb. Cool. Oh, Shattered Memories is great. The only problem with it is that there's no tension in the non-combat sequences, but like the way the game is constructed is actually super smart. 20 minutes of social eating. Something.